June 10th, 2020, I got this Defender T3 from eBay for a decent price of $30. Considering it still had the scope and the belt clip thing and the arrow holder, besides all the ammo, usually the ammo's gone, I thought that was a good deal. But I've done a few things to it since I stopped recording that video a year ago. I am actually going to open it up and show you what I did to it to make it work a little bit better than it was when I got it. So, tragically, this little pistol almost seems worse than it was when I got it. I made over 30 mega darts for it, and they're mostly like this with a foam pipe insulation and a plastic mega dart head, and I think I'd be lucky to get 20 feet out of it with that. Even though I did a bunch of seal work, the plunger tube material is this softer plastic that's crushed and it's cracked about a quarter of the way across the plunger tube. But Crayola barrels will actually work. And it gets about the same distance as a stock Fire Strike, which is good, but then I have trouble putting it back into the arrow launcher when I have that barrel on, since it's a little longer. I might work on it at some point, but there we go, there's that. As for the arrow launcher, if you even watched that video I did a year ago, it shot about 20 feet with the homemade arrows I made, and the pipe I got made 8 of them. And when I opened it up on video and re-lubricated it, it shot 5 feet after that, and then it stopped firing altogether. So definitely a seal problem, even though it didn't seem like it. I think a week later I decided to try and fix it, and what do you know? 40 feet with these arrows. I don't know how good that is, but that seems really, really good, so I'm just going to open up the top part to show you what I did in there. It's no different than what I did with this little pistol. So I'm just going to open up the top. Here we are, I'm inside, as you can probably notice right away. Yep, cucumber-sized plunger tube. Definitely. Very, very big. But, so yeah, this is kind of a mess, I know. So originally I used craft foam. I just made a ring and shoved it down into the seal because this had become worn down and it didn't start to seal in the tube until about here. And now, right now, it feels like it's sealing right there, so it's definitely worn down a little bit since I made it, and that cost it a lot of plunger tube space, so I might go ahead and fix this real quick. And you can see I ended up using an O-ring, which is way down in there, and I just used a little bit of hot glue. Careful not to melt the rubber on this seal. And it works super well. Oh, there's a little plunger pad right there, and air actually leaked through the hole in the front of this seal and came out the back. And then, of course, I did a little bit of reinforcement. There's actually a hole in the plunger rod, so I put some glue in there. This is all hot glue, so it can just be pried out. I could just take my screwdriver with the flathead side and just pop all this out, and that wouldn't be a big deal. But when I want to use this, I don't know if I would do that, especially with that stress mark. Oh yeah, that's a little bit better than it was a second ago. And I have a little funny clip I did last year of me trying to fire at the camera and the arrow barely made it halfway. So I'm going to do a before and after.
What did they expect?
Look at the top of his head.
Perfect. Okay, no idea how weird that looked on video because I haven't looked at it yet, but there you go. And you can use that strategy in pretty much any vintage blaster with that kind of gasket, and you will see improvement because most of them are 20 years old or older, because I think they stopped using those rubber skirt gaskets in like 2000 or something like that. I don't know. Bye.